So here's the next set of notes. This one is section 5.2, exterior angles of a polygon. So these are the outside angles. The last set of notes was for the inside. These are for the outside. And this one's easy. It doesn't matter what polygon it is. The outside angles always equal 360. Okay? So you guys take a minute to copy all this. But it doesn't matter if it's a triangle, it doesn't matter if it's a square, it doesn't matter if it's a pentagon, it doesn't matter if it's a hexagon, it doesn't matter if it's a heptagon, it doesn't matter if it's an octagon, it doesn't matter if it's a nonagon, it doesn't matter if it's a decagon. The outside angles, if you add them up, they always equal 360. Okay? Easy. So copy this. I'm going to move on to the examples. So for the examples, remember the outside angles. These are the outside angles. We've dealt with the exterior angles of triangles. So these are exterior angles, and they look like that. Okay. So if you look, you have these outside angles here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we want to figure out what m equals. Well, we know the total. Let me put the total. I know the total is 360. So then you got to just subtract out all the ones that are in there. So do 360 minus 67, which is this one, minus 72, minus 87, minus 49. And then when you subtract all those, you're left with 85. And 85 is the measure of angle M. Because now when you add all these up, they equal 360. Okay. Same thing with this one. There's 3 outside angles here. I know if I add those 3 up, they should equal 360. So what I do to find the one that's missing is I subtract out the ones I know. Subtract out 90 and subtract out 135. When you subtract out 90 and subtract out 135, you get 360 minus 90 minus, you get 135. Okay, so I know this outside angle is 135. And that's it. Actually, we have a little. So if you can print, I'm going to actually put this worksheet in the module, so you can print it or even download it if you just want to download it, and then you can copy it kind of at your own pace. But I am gonna ask you guys also copy it in the notes. See if you have it. If you have your notebook out, it should look like this. So take your notebook out and then make these columns. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 columns, and then you're going to start with the number of sides or angles. And remember, this is the same. So we're going to start actually with 3 and go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I know you can't see the bottom ones, but I'm going all the way up to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to go all the way down to 12. Okay, that's the only thing about this worksheet. This worksheet only goes down to 10. I'm actually going to go down to 12, and it'll be real helpful for you if you have this. It'll actually give you some answers to the final. And then we're just going to go through and write down the names. Like 3, that's an equilateral triangle, right? Whenever there's 3 sides or 3 angles. For 4, it's a square. You guys know square. For 5, it's called pentagon. That way you guys don't need to have this memorized. That's hexagon. You don't have to have it memorized, and you can just look in your binder or look at the printout. Even if you print it out and glue it on here, that's cool. Hexagon. Right? And then 7 would be heptagon. They sound the same, but they're a little different. And then to figure this out, or just take a calculator, right? And then we actually know for a triangle it's always 180. I've said that before, right? And then just go through and switch these out, right? 4 for square is 360, for a pentagon is 540. So I'm going to pause for a minute and to figure out, see if you look at these, I filled these out using the formula. And then again, we just said for exterior angle sum, it's always 360. So I put 360 going all the way down. Okay. Now when we want to figure out one angle measure on the inside or one angle measure on the outside, all we need to do is divide by how many angles there are. So here, this one, I'm not going to write it down for all of them, but this one would be 180 divided by 3, which is 60, right? This one would be 360 divided by 4, which is 90. Here you would do 540 divided by 5, which is 108. Again, I'm not going to write them all down. Here's 720 divided by 6, and then you get 120. And then sometimes you do get decimals, like here when you divide it by 7, you're going to get a decimal there. Just round it to the nearest tenths. Okay, so same thing here. It's 360 divided by 3. Yeah, I'll write that one. 360 divided by 3, because there's 3 exterior angles. That's 120. This one would be 360 divided by 4, 90. This one would be 360 divided by 5, 72. And then just keep going with these. Again, this one is a decimal. So here, hold on, let me pause this. So here I finished the table, and again, my table goes all the way down to 12. You can print this and download it. This one's way nicer than mine. It's prettier. It's got all the pictures on there if you want the pictures. Mine doesn't have the pictures, but the numbers are all the same. And again, like here, to figure out this 30, we took 360 and divided by 12, because a dodecagon has 12 sides. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to say. Most of these have names, except for like this a polygon with 11 sides. They just call it an 11gon. I think there's somebody named it recently, but nobody really goes by it. It's just called an 11gon. And then and some of them don't have a name, like 13gon, 14gon. So if you see something that says 15gon, that just means it has 15 sides and angles. Okay, but these, you are expected to have these known all the way up to 12. Do you have to have them memorized? No, but they should be in your notebook, and you should be able to find it in there. Okay, so pause this so you can finish copying the table. I'll lower it real quick so you guys can see the top. And that is it. And again, these are regular polygons. That means all the sides and the angles are congruent.